Just allowing everything to be here as it is, to be felt, seen by the heart. And there's just no need for any effort, any pushing. There's no experience we should be having here. And there's nothing that we're experiencing that isn't allowed. And just to notice how this space is at rest. No matter what energies want to move through it, no matter how intense. Notice how far this space extends. And it's totally okay if you can't find any edge or the question, the invitation makes no sense. And there's nothing to figure out here. Nothing to get right. We're not trying to manipulate our experience at all. Not trying to get rid of anything. Just allowing ourselves to be transparently human. Allowing everything to be visible to this field of loving awareness. This heart space. Just noticing places in us that are open, resting. Now in this subtle pleasure, the aliveness of being. Including any parts of us that are struggling or efforting. Bringing the gentle touch of awareness to any place that's tight or straining. And just allowing the breath to move so naturally. And from the root all the way up. Just blessing every part of us. Everything that's alive in us. Even the parts of our experience that might feel dangerous, might feel wrong. Allowing ourselves to feel the depths of grief or heartbreak if it's here. including any of the layers of experience on top of that. Fully allowing any experience of frustration or anger fully allowing its vitality. So welcome. And bring loving awareness to any of the places that are scared or uncomfortable, frozen or trembling. Just allowing ourselves to feel the full aliveness, all the different vibrations, not needing to be in control of what we're feeling, not needing to know what will happen next. Just opening to everything. Letting life live us. And bringing awareness to any place that's turning away, any place that feels wrong, feels like it doesn't belong. Just noticing that energy in the body if it's here. maybe even some burning. Just completely allowing everything to be felt. Allowing the full flow. It's like giving ourselves fully, wholeheartedly to this field. And to each other. And it's so beautiful that we get to gather like this. Welcoming each other. Welcoming our hearts. The fullness of what we are. I'd love to invite you to share what's alive for you. It's whatever's here. Insights, revelations, struggles. It's all so welcome. We get to share in this together. It's the aliveness that we are. So if you'd like to speak, you can use the raise hand function, or you can just wave at us. And if you're on the phone, you can just unmute yourselves using *6.
Hi, Adam. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. Let's see if I can switch the picture. Right. At the moment, I'm not in a very good place, so it might not make much sense what I'm saying. The more I try to embrace my humanness, the more trembling I encounter. At the moment, it comes that it's almost easier to just faint, to just fall back, and because there seems to be walls and layers of horror and other stuff that, and it seems my heart is stronger. It wants to penetrate it all, but I feel at the moment like breathless, like stuck between the layers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it takes so much courage to be a human being. I mean, a really human being, to really incarnate.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So much courage. I so love the way that you're opening with us. You're stepping into this space. It's like such a powerful act to step towards rather than to step away.
Hang on a moment. To understand you better, I will change something here. Could you please repeat that?
Yeah. I was just saying that it's a really powerful act to step in the way that you are. To step towards what's here rather than moving away.
I feel like being fried alive, as if I was standing in the fire.
Yeah, just allow yourself to connect with me. Just notice the support of the chair, the cushion, the ground. All this terror is like it's old. It's from the past. Just so wants this loving awareness, this attention. There's no danger here right now. No threat, no harm. Yeah. What are you noticing?
There's a relaxation in the most part of the body, but the shoulders and the arms, they're like an armor. They hold it tight. And the word courage always kind of circulates in my head, as if I was standing in front of a fire ring I had to jump through, something like that.
Yeah, and just to relax right here. There's nothing that has to happen. So you have to just be in this place right now.
There comes the words of feeling like that I will be devastated if I let go of this armor in my arms or shoulders. It's like as if then I would be devastated.
Yeah, it's often in these places like it's like where we get the impression that we're going to die. You know, we'll get different kinds of fear projections, but basically like the body sort of survival is being apparently threatened. So the body thinks it's going to die if we feel this. Like that's the message we're getting, and then it projects, you know, like devastation, or, you know, there's different ways it can go, but it's just to see that that's not going to happen. You're actually not in danger here. With tight shoulders or not.
The shoulders and arms are relaxing, but it's kind of creeping up the neck and the back of the head now. The tightness.
Yeah. Yeah, and just it's like we're just resting and watching it unfold, like watching the movement. There's like no violence towards it at all, no making it wrong or needing it to stop. Totally safe. It's just totally safe to feel this, to feel the terror in the body. We're just bringing awareness to it. It's totally safe to feel this. And just to allow yourself to continue to connect with me, just to notice how I'm so with you in this.
It is so beautiful. It's just that I don't see you. My eyes don't meet your eyes. It is as if you were looking at my left leg instead into my eyes. It has to do with the camera position, I believe,
Yeah.
of the computer.
Yeah, I'm right with you. It's more than just a visual connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, not alone in this. You get to be in company here. What's happening for you now?
It's just two sentences always alternating. One is, it's so terrible, this space, and then one sentence you said, you're not alone in here, and it goes back and forth. It's so terrible, and you're not alone in this, and I don't go like this.
Yeah, it's like you know, we're fully present to the terror. Like we're not denying it at all. We're not looking away from it. We're not making it go away, or like clamping down on it. And at the same time, like there's this space that's holding it all.
This is Australia. Excuse me. It's now my left side is cramping and very tight, and the right side of me is feeling that space and this vastness. I feel it now. I don't like as if the body was divided.
Yeah, it's sort of like a physical manifestation of like what it is to be human. You know, we have these bodies and we have all this conditioned experience, and we're the space that experiences it all. It's not threatened by any of it.
So there's no threat even by pain and by physical being really uncomfortable and so on.
Right. Yeah, and just to check it out. You know, all the experiences we've ever had have moved through, and here we are. None of them killed us. even the most intense, even the most horrible, even the most terrifying. Here we are. You know, the body thinks it's going to die. You know, it thinks our survival's on the line. You know, when these particular types of feelings that we've rejected and imagined, when they first showed up, we couldn't deal with them. We didn't have the resource. But they come up in the presence of that resource. So this is why in a space like this, where we're opening to truth together, it's like these places sort of inevitably sort of show up and like, am I allowed here? Can we feel this now?
Yeah.
Even this included? We so want to become whole. To be free enough to feel everything.
I wish so much to allow everything to, if it wants to take the vessel for a while, okay, to host it and then let it go and flow through me. And I have the feeling there are parts in me, it feels like metal, where they get stuck, as if there was some resistance or something, and then it stays, it's stuck, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I totally know this, yeah. Yeah, this is, you know, we develop strategies to not feel something, you know, like when it felt like it was too much, you know, we didn't have the resource to allow it. We sort of developed a strategy for dealing with it, to not feel, to shut down.
Yeah.
So we're just bringing awareness to all of it, like including the metallic feel, you know, the tightness of it, the heaviness, you know, whatever it is, like just allowing it all to be felt. And it's in that awareness, something new can happen.
It feels like, excuse me, it feels like mercy, really mercy for this, because it feels, this is not me, it feels so weird, but still it is the body I'm inhabiting, so
it's beautiful. Yeah, just bringing that merciful, loving awareness to the body, innocent body. It's not bad, it's not wrong.
just this desire, let me crack open, but I don't know whether it would be safe, you know, to like a nut that you, you know, and you get to the interior of the shell. But I maybe it is more safe to do it bit by bit, like titration type of way. I don't know. That desire is just wanting to blast open. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always helpful to do this in company, you know. It's just so much easier. And the opening happens in its own time. It's not something we force.
Yeah. It even feels now as if my heart, if I take the body like one big wound, it is as if the heart was getting bigger and wrapping that wound, embracing that wound and wrapping it in its own compassion, you know? I really feel now what suffering it has created, secondary suffering, all these parts that have been hiding, that had to hide. But I really feel now like mercy for that, for these parts, and mercy for the suffering it creates, because it's like dark chambers that cause some sort of fragmentation or separation inside myself. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah, so beautifully put. Yeah, it's like we just didn't know how to do it any differently. We didn't know we were allowed to feel this, that it was okay to feel.
And some of the walls of these dark chambers are made out of anger. That has been one of my defenses. And blaming and so on.
Yeah, and just to feel all the different energies, it's so allowed.
And so much dread, so much horror of this planet, of this being caught, or being stuck in being, you know, like a genie being forced down into a bottle and then having a lid being put on it, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then I feel that I'm also the bottle, and I am actually everything around as well.
Yeah, so beautiful. It's like just seeing the whole space, you know, like it's like all the different layers of experience just revealing themselves.
Intermixed with layers of horror. They're there still.
Yeah.
The moment they're sitting in my neck.
Yeah. Yeah, just being intimate with that. Letting awareness touch even the places that, like the last places we want to go.
Exactly.
The places we've been avoiding our whole lives.
That's what takes so much courage. And where something really proud inside me, something really very strong would say, I didn't choose that. I wouldn't do that. Never, ever. You know, something. But it's fading now while I'm talking about it. The desire, I feel my heart is stronger. My heart is drawn to even exactly these places. It wants to integrate it all. I don't know, there was the sentence coming, even if I have to die. I don't know.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's so the truth of the heart.
Yeah, of the eternal heart that contains everything. Yeah.
It's that unconditional willingness to embrace everything.
Yeah. there was just for a moment some fear flickering up. Help, I'm getting lost in this heart, because it became so infinite.
It's a good place to get lost.
And it's not dangerous.
Not at all. It's just what we were taught.
Yeah.
We're taught we don't get to be whole.
I notice that there's an innocence in it, and something inside gives me a warning. It's dangerous to live in this world and be so innocent. It's better to be clever and it's not even innocence. Some part of me would translate it even into naivety or so, you know, if I really get lost in that space.
Yeah, it's just to see that this is like another fear projection. I mean, it's great to see these structures, but the innocence of the heart allows for everything to be seen, everything to be felt, the truth of it all. It's actually the safest place to be.
It's just good to I will get the recording. I'm going to note that down to remind myself it's the safest place to be. That innocence. I really have the feeling then I lose everything I learned in this life, all these strategies, these coping strategies. I will lose it all what I have worked for all my life, you know? Like a fish, before I was seeing when the heart was opening, like an ocean inside, and like a fish that didn't understand that it was a fish and was trying to, whatever the fish has been taught to, how to swim. And if I let go of it, but the fish wouldn't drown. I mean, but I can still feel it. It's more, one part of me is realizing it, but my whole body is not embracing it fully as yet. It would rather rely on, hey, you've learned how to swim, better you fight and swim to the shore, kind of thing.
Yeah, so good to see all this, to feel all this. It's like, you know, we just don't have to figure it out. It's like the integration's happening all by itself. Just in the seeing and the feeling and the touching.
A fish being afraid to drown. Yeah, that's it. I'm a fish being afraid to drown. That's it.
That's such a great way to put it. Yeah, it's like this imagined self, you know, scared of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing yourself with us.
Thank you so much for meeting. It's really, really nourishing and beautiful. Thanks.
Yeah, there's such a sense that this inquiry is for all of us. It's like all of us have such similar, ways that we've been conditioned. So similar.
It's good to remind yourself on it when you sometimes think you're so unique in your own suffering.
Yeah. Yeah. Shame has us believe like this, we're uniquely deficient, we're uniquely unworthy to live.
Yeah, absolutely.
When we open like this, we just get to see like that we're all so welcome here. So inside it's the same movement, the same unfolding. So much of our conditioning is not personal.
I saw that Reed had her hand up. I'm not sure if she would like to say something.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay.
Hi, Reed.
Hey, Adam. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not sure what I want to say. I might just sit with you for a little bit, if that's okay.
Sure. So good to feel you.
Thanks. Feels like there's a lot of people here today. I know there isn't, but it's like just very, I feel kind of aware of all the Facebook. I just put you on, that feels better. It's like there's a part that really wants company, and then there's a part that's also afraid,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's just no harm coming to you. It's just like so lovely to be with your heart. To be
Oh, hi. I don't even really know what this all is. Like, it's just
It's the best way. Yeah, when we go to the depths, it's like so beneath the story, It's like it's so visceral, so energetic.
Like I'm so used to, I don't know. I mean, there's that sense of not really needing any words, but there's also that sense of like, I'm looking at everyone again now. And there's such like a habit of needing to give something or perform like beyond what is already just here. Like, it's like, can I just sit here and just look at you and that be enough? Like, I don't know. There's this,
yeah, there's nothing to produce, nothing to perform. We're so already enough. A natural being. Yeah, it's beautiful to feel that release, that putting down the burden of trying to be someone, trying to put on a show.
Yeah, we're trying to make sure everyone's okay, you know, like, because
Yeah.
I can see everyone, people moving and stretching, and, you know, it's just like, okay, like, you know, I just noticed that almost sort of frozen kind of part.
Yeah. Yeah, we just get to let everyone have their experience.
Fuck yeah.
Not our job to manage people's experience. And so we're all in this space together, feeling what we feel, moving with it the way that we move with it. And we so want to love each other. We so want to experience this intimacy, this connection.
Yeah, there's a little bit that feels frozen. They just feel kind of frozen in my belly a little bit. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, just to bring love to it. Just to bring love to it.
There's just like, I don't know, there's a combo. I mean, there's some life circumstances that are bringing this up that have been here for about a year, fairly relentlessly. But it's, yeah, there's just so much heart longing and fear mixed together. And then feeling so alone in it. Like,
So welcome here. Just so welcome. So with you. We so get to share this.
Yeah, I can feel you. Like, I can feel the compassion, like, in me and around me and everywhere. There's, I have no control over this. like so no control over the timing of it or my feelings about it. Or
Yeah, so good.
So so good. Yeah.
Inconvenient for the one that wants to run the show, but really so good.
Yeah, there's some. I just kind of have this sense of like, oh, sweetheart, like just there's some compassion here, I guess.
Yeah, so much. So deserved love here. So deserved.
Holy shit. Yeah, just that word, like just that sentence. It's just like when you deserve love here. It feels really awesome. And I just feel like a bunch of my just relaxing, like just my body. Like just a deep kind of resting.
Yeah, I mean that question of like, do we get to be here? Is it okay to feel this?
Yeah.
Does this deserve love? It's like that's it's totally an invented question. It's like the question that's shaming. It's got nothing to do with reality. We're so welcome to experience what we experience. Just so welcome.
Yeah, and I don't even know like how much I don't know, this keeps coming up, but I don't even know how much I'm holding until I really, like until it's like, oh yeah.
Until you're not.
Yeah. Oh, it feels so good. Well, there's just like there's one that's just trying to navigate this too. Like I just had a dyad right before this call, and then I just was gripped with fear after, like just incredible fear, and not knowing what to do with it, and kind of like, and then my partner came down and just asked me how it went, and then I was like, I don't know. We just got all of a sudden, I just like the questions felt too much, and he felt weird for asking questions, and then I it's just like. And I'm just trying to manage all that and figure it all out, and I kind of get it tighter and tighter. And
yeah, it doesn't want to be managed. It wants to be loved.
Yeah, I can feel that. Like I can so feel this. Like I don't know. Like that we don't know. We don't have. I don't know. There's some like. Yeah, I can really feel that one that just wants to be loved. Like that just. And it's like running around. How do I be with the fear? It's just like, I don't know. Whatever you said, you deserve love in this place. Like not trying to figure it all out or manage it, or why am I afraid now, or I wasn't afraid before, or like all of those, or why am I so sad, or why is this so unmanageable?
It's like all of that is driven by this doubt that we deserve love.
Yeah, holy shit.
Like we've got to like show up a particular way. We've got to organize our experience a particular way, and then we'll be lovable. Then we'll deserve love. And it's just impossible. It just sends us down that spiral. Wow.
Yeah, hugely. Like there should be some way that I'm supposed to navigate this.
We're just trying to kill ourselves off. Like we're trying to kill some part of us off.
Yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, it's like.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have to. We get to be loved just as we are. There's wholeness. every part of us.
It's like, I don't even know when I'm starting to do it. Like when I'm starting to be like, okay, you've got to be chill about this. You've got to, you've got to relax, Reed, and like, you just got to let go, and it's going to happen when it happens. And it's just like all of this stuff, and what's really there is not that. What's really there is like what's here, and anyway, I just feel a lot of space and compassion right now, and I'm just really grateful.
Yeah, so welcome. Yeah, like just the way that you're noticing there, like the energetic, like the difference in the energetics. Well, no matter what the mind's saying or trying to do, you can feel that energy of like tightening and trying to control and trying to manipulate. And it's like, how different this feels. How different this feels. This open, unconditional embrace. It's resting.
Yeah, nothing's different. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, no, it's all the same, but I guess it's very different, but it's like, the circumstances aren't different. Just, there's like oh, I'm allowed to be here in this. And there's like, oh, like, yeah, like love. It's like, yay. Like, yeah, it's just a sense of allowing company here too is huge. Like just the sense of not being alone.
Yeah. Yeah, so good to be with you here.
Thank you. It's just, yeah, there is a bit, I can feel it as we're kind of starting to come to a natural close. There's that little bit that's afraid, like she's just like doesn't want to be alone or something. Like there's just something.
Yeah. Yeah, just like you're so with us, and we're so with you. This space is constantly inviting us to be here, constantly inviting us. Awareness has absolutely no interest in splitting us in two or trying to kill part of us off or anything. And we get to reflect that for each other. We show up in this way, just this open space. Just like it's just like like this sort of reminder in this moment of the eternal welcome.
Yeah, it feels like yeah, eternal welcome. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not dependent on the words that anyone says. It's not dependent on anyone. In the fabric of reality. We get to be here. We get to feel. We get to be right here. Just allowing all the waves to move through, even the most intense.
Mm. There's a sense right now that it's free, like that love or whatever this is, it's free. Oh yeah, it's a lot. There's like I just really my system feeling that. But whatever. I don't even really want to label it. Just that unconditionalness. Oh yeah, it's like all my cells just like sort of drinking. Like slurping that up.
Yeah, drink away. Enjoy the feel of it. So nourishing.
Yeah, what you call unconditional welcome, just that, like, yeah. Oh.
There's more than enough for all of us.
Yeah, I can just feel sort of waves coming off. It's like I just sort of let my, like, it's like even my toes, like just like letting all of the cells kind of bathe in that. Holy wow, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's a Tashi next who'd like to speak. Do you want to unmute yourself, Tashi?
So who is it?
It's Tashi.
Tashi.
It's me.
Hi.
Okay.
Nice to meet you again.
Yeah, lovely to be with you.
Well, I saw you. As I told you the last time I saw you, that you gave me back the motivation to explore inside, and I've been exploring a lot every day, and at night as well. But yesterday I had a very intense time. Well, both of us, my partner and I, and well, I've been sitting with it, but I found very difficult. It's a part on myself, which is the solar plexus, which is very difficult to stay there, to put my attention there for a long time. Because it's very uncomfortable. During the meditation, it came back, and also behind this, on my back, at the same time, a bottle of champagne waiting to be opened or something like that. Now the pressure is not so strong like in the beginning, because during the healing with the other two people, I felt some release.
Yeah, beautiful.
But I feel that, yeah, it's a place that it never ends, because I always, when I go very deep, I find something there that is very difficult to sit with.
Yeah, so let's just go right in there. Yes, yeah. And just allow yourself to stay connected with me as we do it. We're just going to do that together. And where the invitation is to go to where like the sort of the essence of it is, like the most alive place, the place that's like the most scary.
Okay, yeah. More than scary, I would name it uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. It's like
yeah, the place where it's most acute.
Yeah.
Where it's the strongest, most excruciating.
It's the solar plexus. The solar plexus and
yeah.
It moves on the back as well. I'm not sure exactly to localize it. Maybe it's between, actually. It's like, let's say it's at the height of the solar plexus. Yeah.
So just bringing loving awareness in there. Just allowing it to be felt all the way through.
Feels very sticky, very unpleasant.
Yeah. Yeah, just allow yourself to stay connected with me as well.
Feels so dirty, so
So good. Just get right inside it like this. So good. What are you noticing now?
When I touch that point, sometimes I lose my consciousness. I just I die, or I don't know, when I have a fall or something.
Yeah, it can feel like you're going to die there. You can feel like you're going to die in that place.
But really die,
You're not going to die. You're not going to die there. It just feels like you're going to. I'm so with you.
I feel you. It's like I'm so ashamed of this part of myself.
Yeah, you get to have loving company here. So deserves love. So deserves love. You get to be here. So precious, so alive. Yeah, you get to be alive. You get to be here. Every part of you gets to be here.
Yeah, there's a lot of grief there as well.
You know, we go to these places, it's like we're unpacking so much. It's like held so tightly, so densely. So much energy in it.
I had a very, very powerful dream last night. I went to sleep with feeling all this pain because, well, it was moving all around, and fell asleep, and I've been sleeping that I was in a funeral. I don't know who died, but someone died. There was so much grief in that dream.
So good to let ourselves feel it.
Thousands of people crying.
You get to feel it all the way down into the depth of the heart, the depth of the grief. These places so want to be felt, so want this loving attention. It's so hard, all this holding back and not feeling. It's such hard work to not feel this. We hold this stuff in our bodies for decades.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so welcome. Just like all the releasing, all the energetic movements, crying, the yawning, everything.
So powerful. So much power here. I still feel that if I let myself go with it at the level of my head, it's if I'm not gonna die, I'm gonna fall and I can hurt myself or something. Because I'm just going to lose consciousness.
Yeah. The movement away is so strong, you know, and we believe we're going to die. It's like so again, it's really good to do this, you know, in this kind of loving company in a space like this, you know, these depths, and just allow yourself to stay in connection with me.
Actually, yesterday I've been feeling your being as well during this exploration. I don't know how to call it. Because it's like a journey, it just moves from a place to another.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the signature of genuine inquiry, is that we're constantly surprised. It's constantly moving, not what we think. Yes. Yeah, you so get to be here without apology, without slightest apology. This is leadership in a space like this, open like this, so beautiful. You experience release when the other people were sharing, that people can experience release as you're sharing. We all get to be in it with you. So much easier when we go to these places together.
Yes.
And then we're just so ashamed. You know, we totally believe like we deserve to be killed for having this place inside us, you know, that doesn't deserve to exist. And it's so untrue.
Somehow, before I go there, my partner or someone will show me that place, like it will make me be ashamed of it somehow, you know, reflecting this. And then I feel I feel ashamed for this. I feel like being Gollum, you know, Gollum from the Lord of the Rings. Like a very ugly creature or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like these places just so need this unconditional love. So that's what we never had. And like we just don't believe it's even possible. We think the best thing to do is just to stay in hiding. Plan purpose tightly as we can to keep everything as concealed and locked up. But we so get to be here. We so get to be here in our humanness. It's all so innocent. No part of you needs to be killed off.
How can I love this place inside?
Why does it not deserve love? What makes you think it doesn't deserve love?
true. I cannot hide it anymore.
It's so innocent. So innocent.
I've been trying so hard to hide it. Trying to get love from elsewhere, I suppose. That's why it's so painful.
Yeah. Yeah, and pretty much everyone has a place like this. You know, we've experienced shame. We've been told that we shouldn't be the way we are. It throws us off balance. Then we're trying to get love by earning it, by pretending, by performing, by compensating, by hiding. And we get to be loved just as we are, in our wholeness. In our innocence. In our imperfection. Why does this place not deserve love? What makes this place undeserving of love?
Now I see that deserves love. It's like I can see the game I've been playing with my partner, trying to prove I'm man enough for her in order to love me. And of course, doing everything to hide this place because she hates it. She just hates it. But I just need to be myself.
Yeah.
I cannot hide it anymore.
Yeah. You don't have to hide it.
Maybe that from my dream last night. It's the death of that story of the man I wanted to be, to prove I was.
Yeah, we're so much more beautiful in our natural state than we are in any performance. Just so much more beautiful.
It's so sacred.
Transparent way of being is just so much more beautiful. The depth, the possibility of genuine intimacy. So much better than any mask, any image of self. Yeah, it's so powerful when we take that stand on behalf of ourselves. You know, that we decide we get to be here anyway, no matter what our partner says or how she feels. We get to be here anyway. So powerful.
Yes. And I'm so grateful, you know. Something changed when after I met you. And I've been with so many teachers, but this is so simple and invites you just to be simple, just to be yourself. And I'm very grateful for this.
It's just never worth selling ourselves. It's never worth chopping up part of ourselves. It's never worth it.
I just cannot lie myself anymore. Just cannot do it.
Yeah, you don't have to. You get to be free.
Yeah.
This is the place we get to rest, in the truth. It's the only place we ever get to rest. Like really rest, like deeply rest.
Yes. So much freedom here.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, deep bow to your courage.
I think Tatiana's online.
Yes, I am.
Lovely.
Oh, lovely to see you.
Good to see you too. So beautiful to be in your presence. It's such a, it's just so exquisite being in this container that you're creating.
Such a blessing that we get to be with each other like this.
Yeah, truly. I don't have a specific question, but I did have inspiration.
Beautiful.
But I kind of want to just sit with you for a second before I get all mindy. It's really nice to feel that permission to pause. Because I definitely always feel this pressure, like I need to fill this space, or it's such a deep groove.
Yeah, it's so lovely just to let the movement happen from rest.
Yeah.
It's the natural movement. Not having to make anything.
Yes. such a relief in my system, especially knowing that you're okay. Like, it's funny, it's like the jump to try and tend to the other person is what like causes me to leave myself. I notice.
Yeah.
Like that I'm not making it awkward, you know, by not saying anything. Even though I'm still saying stuff, so I'm going to shut up now.
Yeah, and it's like to let that sort of compensating performance that we can do, you know, like we're sort of like we need to be something for the other to make them okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Just let that movement come to rest. Such a relief just to get to be.
It almost feels like becoming like a big bump. Like it feels like this for real. Like it's such a settled feeling. I guess it's the feeling of really coming to rest, but it feels like plunking down or like.
Yeah, it's so good. It's like that coming, it's like that settling, that feel of like weight and earth. Yeah, just like really allowing what's natural to come through. Like the way that everything that moves through us has such a different energetic when we're not trying to manage it or control it, like where we're just sort of resting and allowing it to flow through.
It's a real act of faith, actually. Like even for me to come online without a pre-prepared question was like an act of faith. Yeah. I did get some beautiful, just as we were sitting in this, I just had this image of like all of us together on this like holy road, like this togetherness of everyone's like in their seemingly in their individual paths, like growing and awakening. But then I just had this image of like all of us as this like big movement, like on this holy road. And I felt like the image I saw was we were all like holding candles and singing and like walking together. And there's just this deep sense of community and like this true feeling of us really being together in this.
Yeah, we so are.
Yeah.
Even when we don't realize that we are.
Yeah.
It's sort of like all the other stuff that's going on, like there's so many detours and sort of delays and avoidances, and it's like,
yeah.
And like having this invitation, it just allows it to become so much more clear and direct. And
Yeah.
Obvious oneness.
It gives me so much courage when I feel other people's courage, or like when I feel how deep others are taking themselves. It just, it's like we drop strength from each other.
Yeah, so beautiful how we can open space for each other. Just by revealing our depths, just by allowing ourselves to be open.
I'm feeling like a really nourishing, yes, it's love, like a really nourishing blanket of love.
Yeah, so sense that in the field. And we're all sort of in it together. I love the way you're just inviting people to come to rest with you by your experience.
It's funny, there's like such a transmission in the silence.
Such a fullness as well, a richness.
Mm-hmm. It's so wonderful, like that it doesn't have to cut me off from you. Yeah, that shared stillness is like, it's just, it almost like potentiates the connection or something.
Yeah, it allows a deeper connection than when we're trying to manage each other. And that happens at such a superficial level, and when we come to rest together, we can really like be in the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really exhausted with that kind of relating.
Yeah, and this is one of the things we're doing here is seeing how it can be different. Like opening a new possibility for the way that we relate to each other. It reflects the deepest longing of our hearts.
I'm drawing a total blank.
Yeah, there's nothing to produce. Yeah. It's just like being here without apology, just totally as we are. No expectation, no burden. Totally free. Nothing really happened. No one to entertain.
It's funny because I was going to play you a song on my guitar. Yeah, I feel like it's so fun. It's like a really interesting dynamic for me because there's such a longing to share and give like my gifts to the world, but then there's such a like longing for this, like for there to be nothing to produce and no performance to be had and I've like completely stepped away from music. Like for the last year I've been living in the woods, completely isolated from society, which has been amazing. But then there's still this like longing to share, but this confusion around like, yeah, like how do I do it from here, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, and that's such a great inquiry. I mean, that's the perfect inquiry to be in. So it's like when we notice the movement happening from some other place, it's just like to interrupt it, just to like to stop, to come back to rest. And in the resting, there's so much that wants to be given.
Yes, so true.
And it comes from such a pure place.
Yes.
And it has that signature of rest, like inside it.
Oh. That is so deeply where I long to move from.
Yeah, this is true for all our hearts. It's like, it just feels like it's in the nature of what we are, that, you know, we're really here to give ourselves so fully, so completely. But then
it has to come from this like really grounded place, because I burnt myself out completely, like in the striving for whatever the hell I was striving for.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's not coming from an idea or an image or a should or any of that. It's like actually feeling the natural movement of the heart, allowing that to guide. And there's such a natural rhythm, you know, the movement and the stopping and the speaking and the silence. And we listen for that. We receive what's to happen next.
Seems sometimes like you can wait a long time here before it moves.
Yeah, especially when we've been accustomed to pushing ourselves so hard and to moving from taking the orders from the mind, from shame, inadequacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really like allowing that rest to happen, like not trying to grab something. You can even notice it with the breathing. Like if you really let your breath get as slow as it wants to get, you know, there can be this like, let's grab a breath, you know, this is too long, grab a breath.
It's so much like falling backwards and like letting go of the controls. I really get, because like I can still feel like you should, like, I don't know, the mind being like, okay, now you should go here with the conversation or something like that. Like it's so much like just really, I mean, it must be some part of me still thinks it's like controlling things somehow, subtly somehow, because it's a real letting go of any kind of control of anything.
Yeah, beautiful.
I guess it's like controlling experience somehow, like, you know, it's just completely letting experience be as it's being.
You can just feel how much we long for that rest. Like to really, like we really get to be here. We're so allowed to be here without producing anything, without performing anything. Deepest rest. For real. It's like we're not burdened with a debt. We don't have to prove we're worthy.
What a goddamn concept.
Our natural hearts are like so beautiful, so much more precious and beautiful than anything we could manufacture before. Really beautiful being with you.
Thank you so much, Adam.
I'd love to see more faces if you'd like to turn your video on. We're right at the end of the our time together this morning, or afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the world. Yeah, just so appreciate the way that you've given yourselves to this space, given your hearts to each other. You know, really exploring a new way of being together, a new possibility. It's such a gift that we get to be so intimate with each other, so open, so free, in just 2 hours. Amazing. So I very much look forward to connecting with you again, and you know, available by video to do private sessions, and I'm also going to be leading a retreat in Seattle next weekend, a weekend retreat. And there's still space if you feel like joining us there. And then in August, I'm going to have a couple of weekends in the UK, and a one day in Santa Cruz. Yeah, there's all kinds of events. So yeah, look forward to being with you either online or in person again in the near future. And yeah, just again, so grateful for your presence. Really just, yeah, your hearts really matter. Your willingness, such a gift. I really want to thank Open Circle for bringing us together like this, and especially Amy for hosting us this morning.
Oh, such a pleasure. Such a pleasure. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, everybody. Just such a gift to be with you all in your brave, open sharing. It's really, really very special. Thank you.